Hello, I'm Don Emmett, Managing Director of Entrust Associates, and I'm here today with Mike Hoffer from Carolina Closets. And Mike's invited us into his closet today to tell us a little bit about his business. So, Mike, tell us about Carolina Closets.
Well, so we've been in business since 1985. Long time. We have been in many different businesses, but we actually started out in 1985 as a hardware store.
Okay.
I grew up in Chapel Hill, so I've been around here for a long time. And so we started in the hardware business, and we leased a place in a shopping center. In about probably 1990 or so, we decided, we should have our own building. Let's build a hardware store. So we did that, and we moved over to Legion Road, right around the corner from over here. And we were in that building until I sold it. We moved out of that building probably, I think, in 2011 maybe. So we were in a lot of different kinds of businesses. We were in the hardware business. We evolved into equipment rental and a contractor supply business. All that was kind of out of necessity. Back in the early 90s is when Lowe's and Home Depot came into being, and so that killed most of the hardware stores like we had. But we had come from a construction background. We actually owned a construction company previous to that, and actually we still had it all the way through the early 90s. So then we kind of got into working with builders, installing closet systems, installing lock sets, etc. And then we decided back in about 2006 that we just wanted to dedicate everything just to the closet and organization business. So then here we are now.
Okay. So there's another company that uses another state in their logo. I guess it's more of a franchise.
Yep.
So I just kind of assumed that Carolina Closets
is
a franchise.
Yes, a lot of people assume that. No, we're an independent. We've never been part of a franchise. Nothing wrong with franchise groups. They're just a lot different than what we do in being an independent. Being independent allows us to think outside the box, which is really important to us. Because of different background we come to, we can, partner with our customers and kind of design whatever it is that they want. So that which is a lot different than franchise. A lot of franchises, you're stuck to certain rules you have to do, and certain customers, certain products you have to sell. So anyway, that just wasn't for us.
So were the businesses, I guess, initially kind of running concurrently, or did you?
Yes, they were running concurrently. So we had an equipment rental, and actually it was called Yarnell Hoffer Rental and Custom Closets, which is kind of an odd combination. But we did equipment rental and kind of contractor supply and custom closets. And all the way through the 90s, we did closets. So we've been doing this longer than pretty much anybody in the Triangle. But like I said, we decided, we actually sold the rental center and just concentrated on just the closet business, because it was, it needed more of our time, especially when we're trying to do things like think outside the box and really design things the way people wanted it. And of course, the organization business has changed drastically over the last 20 years. So, and we've been able to change with it.
So what was there an event or a time period when you knew, I guess, your foray, or when you kind of broke the closet business off separately, that you said, "Wow, this is a standalone business"?
Yeah, I think probably we opened our building, or we moved into our building in 1993, and we were already kind of doing some closet work. But I think probably in around 1995 or 96 is when we decided, we could really, we should really do more of this. Building was starting to go really well around here, and so there was kind of a need. We were just kind of a need-based, type of situation, and it was something we loved to do. So I would say that's probably about when it was.
Okay. So in terms of, we spoke a little bit earlier about growing the business and acquiring customers. So can you tell us a little bit about what is your customer acquisition strategy?
So most of what we do is we're a very visual type of a product. So as opposed to print advertising or maybe radio advertising, we concentrate most of our stuff on our website. So pretty much everything we do, we try to send people to our website. Our website is really interactive. We like things that are really cutting edge, certainly when you compare it to other things. We have pictures of a lot of our really cool projects we've done. So, that's one thing. Anybody that wants a custom closet, the very first thing they do is get online. That's that's what most people around here do for anything.
Right.
Anyway, so coupled with like really good reviews, customer reviews, we're on places like Angie's List. We have a big presence on Houzz, the kind of the marketplace for any kind of home improvement. So that and word of mouth, because we've been doing this for so long, are probably the ways we get most of our customers.
Okay. So I got to believe you're servicing. You're based here in Chapel Hill, but servicing the Triangle,
Sure.
And beyond.
Yes, we do. We service, I'd say maybe a 50-mile radius or so. We do some unique products that nobody else does around here, and there's some people we're like the largest dealer for a Zoom Room automatic remote control Murphy bed.
Okay.
And we're the largest dealer in North and South Carolina. So we'll go to Wilmington to do that some. We had a customer from Asheville that just came in yesterday that wants a Zoom Room system. But for the most part, we try to stick to about 50 miles because it's just not really cost effective for us to be driving to Charlotte, for example, to do a job. So, and we have enough work around here.
So obviously, I don't see you out. You probably swung a hammer in your in your youth.
Not anymore, but yes, yeah.
So I'm assuming you have a team of guys and gals that are out there doing your thing. So many small business owners, entrepreneurs, attracting, retaining quality workforce is one of their biggest challenges. How have you adapted or faced that challenge?
The biggest, we're kind of we are like a family company. And so our oldest daughter is our production manager. She produces everything. We manufacture everything ourselves, which is outside of Carrboro, about 5 miles from here in a big shop, big warehouse. So, we're very picky about the people that we hire. So consequently, we're kind of all one big family. So, I try to pay people as much as I possibly can. Sometimes not enough, but, do the best I can in that regard. So, it helps people want to, stay with us and hopefully to get people that want to work not just for a paycheck, but for our calls, which is, what we'd like to do.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Going back, you're doing this so long, obviously you've, modified and changed your processes and procedures. If you had to do something different over the past 20, 30 years, anything that you would have done differently?
I would say maybe not branch out into so many new ideas.
Okay.
I mean, we started in business when we were like mid-20s. So, when you're young, you can pretty much, I can do that. Let's do that. Let's branch out here. We had thoughts of being Carolina Closets Plus in every, major city in North Carolina. Well, not anymore. I don't need to go do that anymore. But anyway, so I would say maybe not delve into a whole bunch of different areas, because you win some, you lose some, and it just, loses your concentration along the way. So,
I guess identify what your strengths are and focus
and stick with that.
Where your competitive advantages are, and
there's a lot of different fingers that you can get into when you're in this kind of business. And, some of those are good, but some of those can take you down a path where it just takes a lot of your time, and, then you lose some of your concentration on your main focus. So,
okay. So, talk about, growing the business and or growth strategy. We talked a little bit about, franchises earlier. Have you ever thought of a franchise in this business?
No, I mean, there's a really fine line between being a small business and a big business. And we've been doing it so long that I kind of know what that tipping point is. But when you get to the point where you're starting to have a lot more overhead that's really running your business, sure, I could hire 4 more salespeople. I could keep them all busy. We could triple our volume. Okay, along with that, I have to hire, somebody to do all the ordering. We'd have to have, full-time, more full-time bookkeeper. We'd have to hire all these ancillary types of things. And, it's just overhead. And, in the end, are you really making that much more? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But anyway, so we're kind of concentrating on keeping it small because that's that's kind of the way we like it, where we can kind of know what every aspect of our company's doing.
I guess bigger is not necessarily better.
Exactly. Yeah. Not necessarily. Yeah. It can be.
Not necessarily.
But
more
you either have to
profitable.
be, you have to really be big, decide I'm going to go big, or I'm going to say small to maybe medium. And there's really, when you get sort of toward that medium, it can be really difficult. You can really get yourself in trouble if you're not careful.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And, a lot of people, put the horse before the cart and
Yeah.
look to grow their business
Yeah.
maybe before the revenue's
Sure.
there and run into cash flow
Yeah.
problems. And,
Right. And that's a big thing. I would say anybody, for anybody starting out, one of the big things that is, don't try to do with a whole bunch of credit and debt to start out. I mean, everybody, when you start a business, you have to have debt to a certain extent, but especially these days, it can really get you in trouble, and it really hampers you from being able to do stuff. So we pretty much over the last, since the economy really tanked in 2008, we're pretty much cash flow only. If we need a truck, we save the money up and we buy a truck. It's none of this, we can let's go get a 5-year note for a truck, or, whatever, get a business bank loan because we want to do some expansion or whatever, anymore. Well, banks typically don't want to give that to you anymore, but, it's just a lot different perspectives than it was before that period.
So that's kind of covers advice we give to an entrepreneur starting out today in the Triangle. We mentioned a little bit earlier about the use of media. Tell us about how media is affecting your business and how some recent opportunities have.
Yeah, so we because we're locally owned and we're our own company, totally operating independently. We're actually part of the HGTV has Love It or List It, which is 80 million views a week. Is just this season just started to film in the United States, and it happens to be in the Triangle area. Okay. All the previous seasons were in Canada. So they, we were interviewed for this. They were looking for an organization company. Not only do the clauses, but we do Murphy beds for them. We do home offices. And so we were selected, to be that company. And, so that is, that really is tremendous for us, because it gives us exposure. But not only that, it helps build our brand, build our credibility. And that's really, building the brand is really what we're trying to do for the next, 10, 15 years or so.
Have any of those episodes aired yet? Is that
yes, yeah. They don't air, back to back. They probably aired like 4 of them. We're not in every episode, but we're in some. I was mentioning we did a TV shoot for a closet that's in an upcoming episode because it's kind of the focus of the episode, and so it varies from show to show as to how much we're in there, but it's a pretty unique opportunity for us, so we're glad to do it.
Have you seen concrete results? Has the phone rang? I saw you on TV.
Yeah, we have a lot of people say that. Again, it's more about building our credibility and building our brand. It's kind of like an advertising strategy, I guess. You can put an ad in the paper with a discount, and hopefully people call just because they want that particular discount. But in our case, because of our reviews and because of the TV show, it just helps people solidify what we do in their mind. Like, that's pretty good if they're doing that. So that's kind of the way we look at it.
So you mentioned building the brand for over the next 10 to 15 years, which kind of leads me to one of my final questions is there an exit strategy, or you mentioned your daughter is your production manager?
Yeah, she probably wouldn't say that was a good exit strategy because we've been in business all our lives pretty much for ourselves. But our retirement is what you see here. Mm-hmm. So it's not like we have big 401ks waiting for us. So we plan to do this for a long time to come. Who knows? I would say in the next 10, 15 years, maybe we'll look to sell it to somebody that would want to take it over, kind of like do what we do. We don't have any plans like that, but it just just kind of. But I love what we do. I love getting up every day and coming to work, and it's so exciting being able to. I tell all my customers, my job is to make the closet or your home office your favorite place in the whole house, and I want you to come in and just want to sit there and smile, and that's what we try to do. So that's our goal anyway.
Well, good stuff. Well, Thanks for visiting
Okay.
with us today. And it's Mike Hoffer of Carolina Closets, and I'm Don Emmett from Entrust Associates for the Small Business Insights of the Triangle.